Personal property and probate, the key points you need to know. Step one is to identify who holds the legal responsibility to handle the transaction. If the property owner left a will, the executor is tasked with distributing the assets of the estate, including the real estate, the home. If the property is in a trust, this responsibility now lies with the trustee. In the situations where siblings have jointly inherited probate property from their parents, one person usually has the ultimate authority and the responsibility to manage the real estate transaction, and a lot more. After considering and understanding the financial implications and deciding that selling the inherited property in probate or a trust is the best way forward, you'll need to know what to do to get the home ready for sale. This frequently involves removing all the personal property, decluttering where necessary, and definitely depersonalizing the rooms as much as possible. Here are some guidelines for you on how to prepare an inherited property for sale. You'll want to start by clearing out the personal items. One of the most emotionally taxing parts of inheriting a home is sorting through your parents' or your loved one's most intimate belongings, which often triggers a wave of memories. Although it's pretty impossible to merge a lifetime's worth of items with your own, you should select a few treasured keepsakes for yourself and for other family members and friends. Then begin categorizing the remaining items into what you might want to donate, what you might discard, and what you want to sell. Consider organizing a yard sale, or if there's enough value there, an estate sale. Homes tend to present better on the market for buyers when they're cleaned, including the windows, when they're vacant, and then we soft stage our clients' homes. At this juncture, you may also ponder making minor upgrades to enhance the property's market value. However, if this task seems overwhelming amidst other responsibilities, and there are a lot of them, there are concierge services available that can handle it for you. So let's talk about the challenges when selling an inherited home. You know, any real estate transaction can be fraught with ups and downs, and navigating from offer through all the process in the middle to close is often filled with hurdles. Selling an inherited home is no exception. In fact, you may be more likely to encounter surprises when the buyers do their inspections because the circumstances are unique, or you're not as familiar with the property, the home of your loved one, as you assume. Executors can keep an estate in probate for years, and this allows the executor or other beneficiaries to use the home or other assets without officially transferring ownership to the property. However, this is a temporary situation, as all property must eventually be transferred to another party. So you want to make sure you handle equal distribution of things carefully. Many personal wills stipulate that the estate should be divided equally among the siblings or the beneficiaries. This means that the value of the estate must be distributed equally, but challenges, of course, they arise when agreeing on the value of assets such as sentimental belongings. So please don't feel guilty about items you choose not to keep. Sorting through decades of cherished possessions and memories can be emotionally draining. Moreover, heirs often grapple with grief and guilt about not retaining every belonging that carries a memory. Last year, we were helping a client with her mother's home, and she just was so overwhelmed by the personal property, and she just didn't feel like she could go through it at the time. She was the only beneficiary. She literally boxed up all the personal property and took it to her home. I can't imagine what that has been like for her, because I'm sure it took her months, if not years, to go through those boxes. And, you know, I think perhaps causing her even more grief. So I just think it's really important for you to consider not taking and keeping too much of the personal property. That's just my feelings on that subject. Now let's talk about the fact that you may be facing more repairs than you anticipated. If the home was occupied by an elderly loved one who couldn't maintain regular home upkeep, the property you've inherited could have both visible and hidden problems that will likely surface during a home inspection, because all buyers typically have a home inspection. Depending on their severity, these issues can cost you thousands, you and the estate, thousands of dollars, or even cost you a sale. You and your siblings may not agree on things like the purchase price, who gets to live in the inherited house, how necessary repairs should be handled, or any other matter involving the property you've inherited jointly. Even siblings who generally get along well can find themselves in heated disputes over their former family home. Selling a home you've inherited from a loved one who has passed away carries significant responsibility. It's already an emotional process, and adding the typical stress that comes with selling any property can easily push even the calmest, coolest, and most collected person over the edge. However, equipping yourself with the information and resources provided in this guide and other videos on this channel will prepare you for any obstacles that may cross your path, making the sales process smoother and more bearable. Thank you for watching. Please hit that like button, put a comment down below, and if you're in the midst of this, you might want to subscribe and hit the bell button so you get updated of my weekly videos.